Hey, how's it going everyone? Welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be listing 5 more Nendoroid concepts that I would love to see be produced and sold. Okay, so the first Nendoroid that I would love to see be made is of Uruka Takamoto from the show We Never Learn. Now, when Fumino Furuhashi's Nendoroid came out, I had really high hopes for the others to follow after, but unfortunately that wasn't the case. Now, We Never Learn is one of my favorite shows personally, and after finishing the entire manga, I was really sad to see the lack of figure representation that this show has. Now, sadly, I don't think this Nendoroid will ever be made though, because of, again, the show already has little to no figure representation, let alone any new figures or, recent press. So I don't think this Nendoroid will ever be made, but I can still dream, and until the day comes, my wallet will definitely be ready. But with that being said, let's move on to concept number 2. Okay, so the second Nendoroid that I would love to see be made is of Hiyori Iki from the show Noragami. Now, if you watched part 1 of my Nendoroid concepts wish list, then you would already know that I do want a Yato Nendoroid as well. If we ever got a Yato Nendoroid, then of course I would have to have a Hiyori to accompany him. But like I said about Yato, I don't think that Hiyori will ever be made as well, because again, the show has little to no figure representation aside from these scale figures of Yato and Hiyori, which I will pop up on screen just in case you're curious, and let alone any new seasons or of course recent press about the show. Now, with that being said, let's move on to concepts number 3. Okay, so the third Nendoroid that I would love to see be made is of Sumi Sakurasawa from the show Rent-A-Girlfriend. With a Mizuhara Nendoroid already out and a Ruka Nendoroid on the way, why not add a Sumi Nendoroid into the mix? I felt that her character was absolutely adorable throughout the show, and I would love to have a Nendoroid of her to go with the others. Now, with season 2 coming out and with how much press the show has gotten overall, and I feel like the manga as well, I have moderate to high hopes for this concept becoming a reality. That being said, let's move on to concepts number 4. Okay, so the fourth Nendoroid that I would love to see be made is of Kaori Miyazono from the show Your Lie in April. So I was extremely surprised to find out that this show has very little figure representation, despite it being well received amongst the masses, scoring an 8.68 on MAL. Now, while Kaori has 5 scale figures out as of right now, each of them is pretty expensive on the aftermarket, and frankly, it would be nice to have a non-scale figure of her release someday. Now, a user by the name of TubTub on MFC actually made an amazing custom of Kaori, which I cannot give enough praise to. I will show it on screen, and I gotta say that it looks insanely good for being a custom Nendoroid. Unfortunately though, I don't think this will ever be made because the show already has no figure representation besides those 5 Kaori scales, and because the show doesn't have any new seasons or recent press as of right now. But of course, I can always look back at that photo and internally manifest that it will officially be released one day. Like Good Smile, you gotta go on TubTub, their pictures on their freaking gallery on MFC, and you gotta take notes. Like, that concept is fire. Anyways, with that being said, let's move on to the very last concept. Okay, so the 5th and last Nendoroid that I would love to see be made is of Stephanie Dola from the show No Game No Life. No Game No Life is a fairly popular show, and I feel like it's more comedically ironic amongst anime watchers as the show that will never get a season 2. Now, sad as it is, a Stephanie Dola Nendoroid would be a great addition to the Shira, Sora, and Jibril Nendoroids that we already have released. Now, this concept is pretty much, a toss-up as of right now, because while the show doesn't have any season 2 to be confirmed, no game no life figures are still being, readily announced and released. So I honestly have, moderate to high hopes for this concept also becoming a reality. That being said, let's wrap this video up to my final thoughts. And just like that, that's going to wrap up part 2 of this Nendoroid Concepts wishlist series. I really enjoyed making this, and I was really happy to see that part 1 had gotten more than 10 likes. Now, if this video gets 10 likes or more, or if I get enough requests in the comment section, then I will do a part 3 to the series. If you made it to the end of this video, a huge thanks to you, and I really hope you found it entertaining. Feel free to, of course, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because I'd love to hear your Nendoroid concept wishlist as well. Also, feel free to follow or check out my Instagram as well. It is under the same exact name, Athletic Weeb. Now, with all that being said, it is your boy Athletic Weeb, and I'm out. Peace.